Welcome back to Chrono Trigger. It's time to climb the Mountain of Woe.
And woe it is.
Woe is me, as the name of this part is.
Because this place is generally a grind house. See that pebble there?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to destroy it with all due haste. Let's see, who needs the tech points the most? Oh, I guess I could give Luca some tech points. Even though she actually doesn't get used much.
Now, the pebbles will always start out with this, so you can't do any techs or magic. They have a high evasion, so...
I blame it mostly on the fact that, I think for this dungeon, pretty much, your hit rate is pretty much reduced.
Well, it generally... Usually it's these guys that will stall you. The other ones, not so much.
And critical!
Insta-kill!
No.
No, damn it.
Oh, come on, don't let it get away! Oh, no. Oh! Oh, wait. I don't think so.
And we're good.
100 tech points, and 1,000 experience.
Yeah. There's a spot in this place that you can actually easily grind off these because it's only that one spot that they respawn.
Mm-hmm. And of course, if you're some people like Jeremy here, he'll obviously want to visit his place or fight as many rebels as he can, so he can upgrade Lucas techs, especially for Flare. He loves using Flare with Gold Stud.
Yes I do.
Except when they absorb fire.
Yeah, that was kind of a problem in the bonus dungeon, the DS version.
Well, sadly, I won't be using Luca in a Black Omen. Sorry. I'm sorry, but Maro and Robo and Ayla got by very well. People don't know what the Black Omen is. Well, you'll find out what it is later.
Zap!
And it's enough to remove those birds. Now they're just stone imps.
Or pentemons.
No, they're actually called stone imps when they're without the birds.
Oh. That they just don't bother changing the...
Yeah. It's not like say Final Fantasy games that actually change the names of the enemies.
Maybe that was... I think that might have been fixed in the DS version. Oh, was it?
Nope.
That just seems kind of...
Yeah, I figure... One strategy is to increase their hit rate as much as possible. 605, 107, 170... Omni-lock.
Omni indeed.
Ooh, critical! Aw.
I think that frog would actually be rather useful against these guys too.
Yeah, with the Masamune and Hero Metal. Since critical is automatically hit. But unfortunately, when I actually do eventually visit the Blackbird, I don't get any of the turrets.
Oh.
Silverhelm, huh? And it's weaker oh no, that's not weaker. It's strong, but I want her to have mermaid cap and something. She doesn't need a blue mail when she has a mermaid cap. Yeah, luminous robe will do.
All right.
Or something. But sadly, it's Robo who would need the tech points on the Blackbird. I don't get any of the turrets.
Oh well.
I hate enemies with high evasion.
Oh, high evasion, huh?
Yeah, especially in past ROMs of Final Fantasy VI. Or Final Fantasy VI Advance, where evasion is fixed.
Oh yeah. because in Final Fantasy VI, I believe that they finally fixed the evasion problem that they had with the original game.
Yes, they did.
Which, the original game, if you guys don't know, the evasion stat was actually accidentally, I guess, switched to the magic block percentage stat. I believe that's the way it's interpreted. So anytime you raised up the magic block percentage, that would actually be your actual evasion. But the actual evasion stat that's supposed to be working doesn't work. So you know all those beads? Sell them.
Well, or eye drops. Sell them unless you have your blue mage in the party.
Personally, I just have them on like, you know, their sunglasses.
Oh, gargoyles. These guys will occasionally do a continuous attack that reduces your HP to 1.
Oh.
If you let them attack, but they just go down to a simple lightning 2.
That's kind of puny.
Ooh, Delta Force. And a save.
Which is a pretty decently powerful triple attack, actually.
Yeah, it's Shadow Elemental.
Normally, if we were playing this like as a blind normal person would be, that'd probably be the first triple tech that they would get. Because odds are they would probably stick with Luca and Maro. Unless, depending on the time period, they'd be sticking with another character.
Yeah. Oh.
Which happened to me.
When
I played on the PS1.
As for me, I don't know, I like giving people equal usage, equal strength in terms of leveling up. Now, when I play now RPGs nowadays, except for characters that I know I would not be using extensively for tough bosses.
Pierre.
Cyan.
Ah.
And to those who like Cyan, I'm sorry.
He's just not that good, and he's only good at the start of the game, but by the second half of the game, his growth kind of sucks.
Because, I mean, sadly, it's just due to his fact that he's all physical and no magic.
And he can't even take any magic attacks for crap, so...
So, people who still use him, they're crazy.
I mean, if you build them up with, you know, the Esper growth, you can probably make him into a pretty decently strong character, but why would you do that when you could make Locke into a strong character like that and in about faster time?
Yeah, no, some people might be too stubborn.
I think this might be the respawning pebble I was referring to.
This is the respawning pebble.
Yeah.
It's just that I didn't bother. I get plenty of TP later.
Just write a note to yourselves, people, if you ever play this game, which a good chunk of you have, because, I mean, you got 3 to 4 ports, hell, 5 ports of this game to play off of.
I know, right? Even on the iOS.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That makes it about 6.
A silver vest.
You got SNES, you got the PS1, you got the Wii, you got the DS, you got the iOS. You got the whole PlayStation Network, so you got the PS2, PS3, PSP, PS Vita. There's really no excuse for this.
God forbid it also gets sold on the 3DS or the Wii U.
Well, it can still be played off the 3DS.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that and I believe you could play your existing games from the Wii on the Wii U, I believe.
Yeah.
Which includes your downloadable ones.
I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know. I got a message on my Wii to that effect.
Huh.
Something about that. I
wish that were the case, because then I just download like Mega Man 2 and 3 on my 3DS.
Anyway.
I'm not sure how that works.
I know. If that were true, then I could easily get an SD card, copy all my saved data, my games, and put them on a Wii U if I ever got one.
I think you could do that with the Wii U, but I don't think you could do it with the 3DS. Actually, I tried. It doesn't.
Actually, I wasn't referring to 3DS at all.
Yeah, but I like my. So.
Yeah. Not much to talk about here because this mountain is boring.
I think I can talk about a few people, actually. The general dream team behind this game.
May as well.
Let's see. Let's talk about the guy who starred probably one of the biggest RPGs of all time that, well, has seen better days. That being Hironobu Sakaguchi. Now,
Yep.
Final Fantasy I, when it came out, was actually meant to be kind of a parody of Dragon Quest.
And how ironic that later on Final Fantasy V would be a parody of Final Fantasy I.
Well, of Final Fantasy in general.
Yeah, it ended up being its own game.
And oddly, I think that was the last Final Fantasy he was the director to.
It was, actually. He stopped being director after 5. Ito and Katase took over.
Yeah, he pretty much became one of the producers as, I guess, a supervisor of sorts.
Yeah.
Kind of behind the scenes, but helping the guys out nonetheless.
Of course, we all know, people should know who Katase is. Obviously, been involved with the series for quite a while.
Yeah.
And not to mention, let's just say
he has a mixed hit. He has a mixed set of games, but the majority that he has been involved in have been very, very good.
Was he involved in 8?
I could go look that up, my friend.
If he was, then I wouldn't count that as being good. I consider 8 being the black sheep of the PlayStation ones.
I also consider it that too. I mean, your own mileage may vary in that factor, because I mean, there are some parts of 8 that I really like, but a lot of parts of 8 I don't really care for.
Like the whole, I don't know, the fact that enemies level up with Squall, or the fact that you have to draw magic from enemies.
I didn't mind that so much. It was a different kind of grinding. And
But
to be honest, I'd rather deal with the junction system than Persona 1 and 2's Terra demon talking conversation system.
that we could agree with. That was rather mixed.
The sad thing was, demon conversation was actually perfected in Soul Hackers. Because all it was maybe 1 to 2 sentences, and most of the time either the demons would just kind of ignore you or just basically go, okay, yeah, I'm for that. I especially liked it when the demons would actually beg me to let them live. But that's neither here or there. But Sakaguchi, the one game that he enjoyed the most making of the whole series was Final Fantasy IX.
And it shows.
Yeah, he and Uematsu actually really loved that game, because they really put a lot of heart into it that had not been seen since, like, say, 6.
Ah, crap. I hate that Blizzard attack. It confuses the people. And I wanted to demonstrate Delta Storm.
Though, because now on the other end, like Final Fantasy, one of the jokes was that in 10 minutes you rescue the princess, where in Dragon Quest 1 it took you like roughly maybe 10 to 15 hours to rescue the princess in the game.
Oh, great. Look at that. Our whole team is confused.
They are confused by this mixed diatribe of a conversation. I don't blame them.
They're totally confused. Oh, now Chrono's not confused. Screw it. Lightning 2 just finished them.
Now, the whole principle behind Yuji Horii way of doing RPGs is basically, you gotta work.
I got criticaled. Chrono got criticaled.
Well, that's expected. Hero metal.
Okay, yeah, what you were saying?
One of Yuji Hori's design principle in general is you gotta work for your goal. But the thing is, as he pointed out, in real life, you can work as hard as you can, but you might not reach your goal. But as he said with his game, you gotta genuinely put the effort in. Eventually, at the end, you will win. That's his design
Principle.
Yes.
Sorry, the Skype cut you out.
Design principle. Like, that was his design principle, the original Dragon Warrior 1 to 9, essentially. And that's the reason why, like, the Dragon Quest and Dragon Quest / Warrior games have a ton of grinding.
Lumina! Mega Bomb!
He wants you to work. And
speaking of work, I worked all this way to get myself Luminaire.
Yes! Luminaire is just the cheese.
Problem, it's still light elemental.
But it hits everything for decent damage, even though Chrono's magic stat ain't, well, it's about average, but...
Yeah, but he makes up for it by actually dealing out perhaps 1,000 in damage.
At this point in the game, which is very good.
Anyway.
The one thing I gotta wonder is, and Dragon Quest was more than inspired by such games like Wizardry and Ultima, which is pretty fantastic.
And was it just me or did the screen black out for a minute?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the eyes were playing tricks on me. I hope it just was.
So anyway, Hori is he heads his own production company called Armor Project, a company that has exclusive production contract with Square Enix, a contract established with Enix before the company merged. Which generally means that he's more or less working outside of their range of work, but at the same time, he's able to control his projects and not have to be bugged by how they want to do things. It's kind of brilliant. As a whole.
Yes, Frog has a unique tech to him. Well, it's just like one of Ayla's, actually. Frog Squash. It's one of those attacks where the lower your health, the greater your damage. And since some attacks will drain your HP to 1, that will lead to a lot of damage. In fact, the penultimate boss of the game uses a spell that reduces your whole party's HP to 1.
Oh yeah,
and
that's always fun.
That boss is none other than Queen Zeal herself.
And she's a tough one.
Could you imagine her being a part of a 3-round boss fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Wait a minute. I think I know where Queen Zeal took her. Where somebody took her battle strategies.
Oh.
Unaleska. She does similar tactics, except for the fact that she's a lot more abusive. She likes to cast zombie on your party. However, she does on purpose to make you do something extremely stupid. Because when she goes into her next phase, which she has to remind you, the first spell that she casts is Mega Death. Which, of course, kills everyone living. Now, if you're still zombie, you still live.
And yet...
Zombie, you can actually control intent.
Wow. It's just that cure spells would damage you.
Basically, and that's what she'd try to do. And so would Seymour.
Damn.
Seymour would do the same thing on Mount Gagazet.
Damn.
If there's one thing about 10, the boss battles were all memorable because they were all puzzle-based.
Yes, puzzle-based, not like certain other boss fights in other Final Fantasies.
Oh, pretty much every boss fight in 13 was a puzzle.
Well, then again, you have the fights against Eidolons.
Those are puzzle-based.
I know.
So,
Oh.
and of course, 10 and 10-2 and 13 and 13-2 were made by directed by the same guy.
Yeah, it's that one guy that I mentioned I hated.
As I said, maker of 2.5 good games, while the other 2 that we have mentioned have been well-renowned and known. Now, time for something important.
This big cage? Uh-oh.
It's an ice cube.
And...
How do you mistake a cage for ice?
It's a cage of ice. Gigagaya.
This guy can be a formidable opponent.
Or... can he? That didn't hurt much. Let's test out Luminaire.
Luminaire also returns in Chrono
Ouch!
as Surge's level 5 elemental tech.
And I believe his level 7 tech, well, let's just say when you do get his ultimate weapon, it comes with an awesome Easter egg. Oh, look at this! If you have Marl and Ayla in the party, Twin Charm!
Which allows for even easier steals.
Even then, it could sometimes fail.
But the chances of failure are lower.
Anyway, the arms of Gigagaya have roughly 2,000 HP.
And now, let's just go all out.
Of course. First, we're gonna haste.
We're gonna haste Chrono, and pretty much
just keep nuking it.
This is where Luca would have a field day with this guy.
Yeah, with flare, 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 flare.
I mean, seriously, Luca with Gold Stud, with haste, and just flaring the crap out of it. It's a beautiful thing. You can't deny the art.
I suppose not. Then again, she's only limited to one attack style, and that's all magic fire.
True, but does she really need any others?
She might, in order to improve her versatility. Which, of course, makes a certain bonus boss in the DS version extremely easy.
Which bonus boss would that be?
Lucas.
Oh, that one. I hated dealing with that one.
Especially if you lack fire protection.
No, the fire protection wasn't a big problem.
Yeah.
It was just more like I couldn't really do much because of the fact that you had to destroy her helper bot before you could hurt her.
But in any case, obviously, as you can tell with Gigagaya, if you just take out the arms, he's a complete pussy. But of course, he'll take turns restoring his arms, so you might be fast. You know,
and
I'm out of MP, but Cube Toss will do it.
And since he's got really nothing to attack you with other than his shadow attacks, if he ever gets them off someday.
Well, fire and shadow attacks. But he, but he needs both arms to do that, but he will not get the chance.
He didn't stand a ghost of a chance.
3,000 experience, 30 tech points, 3,000 gold.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
And now, we've rescued Melchior.
And ensured a certain time loop.
Yeah, not to mention the existence of a certain weapon. A weapon which will indeed come back to haunt us.
Oh.
Majorly. Yeah, yes, he's Melchior. Have we met before? Well, in another timeline. Yeah, ever since the Memory was created, the Queen went insane.
And has had her soul pretty much stolen by Lavos. Basically becoming more or less Lavos' avatar.
Who'd have thought a giant space fleet could do that?
Hey, Genova did it. Of
Yeah.
course, Genova had to be basically injected or you were born with it.
Lavos is just there.
I don't think this was a good idea in hindsight.
It was a good idea, I suppose. No need for the Mountain of Woe anymore. Yep. He may awaken, and that would be a bad thing.
He'd awaken early and destroy all time and the planet itself.
But wait, Shala's here. So is Janice. Yeah, it's just that, like she said, they're under Lavos' control. What a filthy hovel.
And, while Janice is kind of antisocial and kind of acts kind of like the rest of them, he knows what's going on.
She's playing to. She wants to rebel against her mother, so she's relying on us to help her. But
this will come back and haunt us.
Especially with Dalton involved.
This, my dear.
He in turn will come back to haunt us. Boom.
Really?
Do anything funny, Shala's dust. Got it? Oh, brother. Means nothing to you? She's the center of... She's the cornerstone.
She's your whole...
Yeah, she's the cornerstone
of your plan.
She's the cornerstone to it all.
I could just imagine, like, him bringing back Shala dead and just seeing Zeal just like...
You know, I'm gonna have Frog involved in this conversation as well. You okay, Melchior?
I mean, yeah, she's the centerpiece of your plan. Oh, I'm gonna kill her because she disobeyed.
Then again, he may have just been bluffing.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
All life we know it is doomed, you say? Well...
With Lavos, yes?
Nope, I think otherwise. Well, of course. We have to. We have no other choice. I don't even know your names. You are not Thunhead. Thou hast fixed the Masamune. What are you talking about? Well, oh, what do you got? Ah, a knife made from Dreamstone.
Huh.
Do. Ruby knife. So, without sorcery, you can't do a thing. Ada's got her fists. She don't need sorcery.
And so far, it's worked on everything.
Then again, maybe it's just the fact that she's just that tough. Even with her limitations, she's able to go above and beyond them.
I think I think Spoonie once said in his review of 13, where he almost criticized Lightning for smacking her gunblade against the foul sea. He's like, I should note though, I should be criticizing her, but so far that's worked on everything, so I can't really say much.
Yeah.
Because everything that she hit with the gunblade has died.
Not just that, but contrary to what people may think, she actually does have a heart. She does have a personality and emotions. It's just, some people tend to see her the wrong way.
Yeah. Can no one stop the queen?
We can.
I'll hug something.
Or at least we'll die trying.
Flashblade.
Yeah. Magic defense +5. I get one for... well, actually I don't really need armor.
Next to that, yeah, we could use some stuff to sell. Our money sucks.
Then again, do we really need it much?
I suppose.
I don't need that magma hand anymore. Or the red katana, but I don't know why I'm keeping it. Anyway, yeah, she's alive for now.
For now, you are part of my plans. I will not let you.
Anyway, we must head back to the Kingdom of Zeal and head to the Ocean Palace.
And our epoch's just a sitting duck.
Because it's not with a... It can't fly, that's why. Even though it's called the Wings of Time, it can't fly.
I know, right?
And Hasa, I wonder if people's reactions have changed. No. Nobody's dialogue has changed, so the only reason to visit these two cities
is if in case you decide, in case you screwed up on asking the person not to burn the sapling.
Oh, actually, I should mention this. When you get to Kajar, if you talk to the new, and he asks, "Is that Shala's pendant?" If you say no, he'll offer a discount on his items.
Huh?
Yeah. But thing is, I don't really need items from him.
Huh? Never knew that. That's pretty handy.
Yeah.
Especially with the low money that we got.
But I don't need it right now. I mean, by the end of the game, I had like 10 to 15 mega elixirs. All of which can be charmed off enemies in the Black Omen.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zeal Palace. Yep. Blah blah, Center Universe, blah blah. Anyway, let's head to the throne room. But not before we save. What lies beyond? Fate. Oh wait, that's not till the next game. Never mind. Let's see. Who do I really need? Do I need Frog in this fight? No, actually, no, not really.
No.
Borrow Anela. Hey, oh, it's Dalton. I'm stuck with guard duty. Huh? There you are. Oh, really? Your history! Who do you think you are, base? Anyway, let's haste. The annoying thing with Dalton is the fact that he'll counter every attack with Iron Orb.
Which means he does half damage every time.
And if you charm him, you'll get a power meal, or ambrosia. Fitting, considering he's a drunken bastard.
That and the fact that ambrosia is pretty much known as the food of the gods.
Go ahead, try an attack.
Wait, how about no? We're just gonna sit back and.
Doesn't matter. He'll always be in that mode. Even when you fight him the second time. Just for the hell of it. Lumina! And a Rook Throw. For some reason, whenever an enemy uses energy spheres, in Time's Fury, those are like insanely damaging. When they normally shouldn't be. I mean, I'm talking like 400, like to 500 plus damage. 819. Stupid iron orbs. And oddly enough, when you fight him the second time, he'll counter your magic with the opposite element.
Oh, that's always a who and a half.
Ooh, well, you know, Aura World actually healed for 200 HP. Anyway,
well,
Ice Sword 2!
Well, it's kind of based on level, so it'd be alright if it made that, if it did that much.
Darn! Ow. Okay, 30
What the
seconds.
hell do you have? Do you have, like, garlic and pickles or something?
I can't be beaten now. You got away this time. But the next time, me and my long, flowing, beautiful hair will kick your ass. Bye-bye. Get back here! Now we go under the sea.
Where it's not so bright and pretty.
This is where we will face our destiny.
That we will.
Alright, heal up. Alright. Lavos beckons. See ya next time for the Ocean Palace.